Hey everybody, it's Mark. We're going to do Ladder of Lights Rung 5 with Lilitu today. So as I've said in the other videos, these are a series of Ladder of Lights videos. There'll be 8 in total, and all of them will share a couple slides in common because you have to get a little bit of ramp up till we get to the actual rung. And I don't want someone to watch one of the videos and not know what we're talking about. So if you've watched others, you can skip ahead to where we get actually to the actual rung. So Ladder of Lights. Ancient Mesopotamian culture was very aware of the night sky and the heavenly bodies that inhabit it. They were skilled astronomers and astrologers. One of their primary practices that merged this knowledge of astronomy and astrology with their spirituality was called the Ladder of Lights, which has 8 spheres or rungs: Earth, Moon, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. The Ladder of Lights was later adopted by the Jewish people, probably during their Babylonian exile, but by combining it with their Merkava throne chariot mysticism to produce now what we call Kabbalah. The spheres in the Ladder of Lights are aspects of deity and a bridge to heightened consciousness. Lilitu. Lilitu is a goddess in ancient Mesopotamia, Sumer, Akkad, Assyria, and Babylon, who is associated with wind or air, night, and sexuality. Lilitu is both a goddess and a demon, and we have to understand demon in this context is not like the Judeo-Christian demon. This is just the word that scholars opted, or linguists opted, to translate this word from Sumerian and the related languages into. Demons are not followers of the great evil or anything like that. They are just either deities or spirits that do not follow the rules that the gods have set down. So gods and goddesses are descended from the primordial pair of deities. So if they're descended from them, they're a god or goddess. Demons can be a god, goddess, or spirit who doesn't follow the rules. So a deity can be a god, goddess, and a demon. The name Lilitu appears in the Sumerian Assyrian god list. This document was put on tablets in cuneiform and has the Sumerian and the Assyrian name for each deity. Lilitu is listed with the Sumerian name Dimmi-Gi and the Assyrian name Lilitu. Dimmi-Gi loosely means deity of the night, and Lilitu means she who comes by air. There are also several deities that appear later than the Sumerian period who can be associated with Lilitu and her attributes because they're very, very similar. In fact, very similar to a point that it's hard to tell which is which. Even though they have a different name. Now, are they separate entities or are they aspects of Lilitu? We don't know. Rung 5, the sun. The color is gold or yellow. The incense or plant is frankincense, sunflower, acacia, buttercup, chicory, lovage, marigold. Focus, abundance, and enlightenment. Stones, lapis lazuli. Alternate aspect is the goddess Bariritu. An example method is a Lilith communion ritual. Optimum timing is on a Sunday, although you can do any timing, that's the optimal. The Mesopotamian month or Sabbath is Tammuz during the summer solstice, and the chakra is the throat. Bariritu. Her Akkadian name is Bariritu, and then she does not have a name in any of the languages. After the Akkadian period, she just comes up as Bariritu. Her name means dusk. She's a goddess and a demon who originated in Akkad. Her name means dusk and is also associated with owls. She is a goddess of sex and night, and depictions of her have also been found in temples from the Akkadian and Assyrian periods. Most of them are reliefs that are on the walls. Communion. So Christians use communion as either a remembrance of Yeshua, English name Jesus, and their beliefs about his resurrection, or they believe it is a sacrament where the wine and bread become his blood and body. In all cases, it's based on the story of the Last Supper. Even though the practice of using bread and wine as part of a spiritual ritual was popularized through Christianity, it is something that has been around from the beginning of humanity, or at least the beginning of human society. In Genesis, in the Jewish Torah, Abraham and his wife Sarah, along with the priest king Melchizedek, perform a ritual using bread and wine. It's basically the communion practice. The same practice was also common in Egypt and was also documented in Mesopotamia. So it starts way before Christianity. Since Abraham was said to have come from the city of Ur, which is in Mesopotamia, it is likely that this is where he learned the practice, or where Judaism learned this practice. The ritual: have a chalice of wine or grape juice and a plate of bread, can be gluten-free, on a central altar. This ritual can be done with Lilitu or her aspect as Baruritu. Say the following: Mother of darkness, queen of night, lady of sorrows, we call upon your holy name. Lilitu, dark mother god, void of all, we give all praise to you. Destroyer of husks, purifier of souls, we call upon your holy name. Bringer of chaos, we give all praise to you. Serpent woman, spider woman, owl woman, we call upon your name. Lilith, we give all praise to you. Hold the chalice in your left hand and the plate in your right. Go to each direction. At the east, Lamed, we receive your holy emanation in the east, the womb of the dawn, and we pray to you, come. West, Yod, we receive your holy emanation in the west, the womb of twilight, and we pray to you, come. South, Lamed, we receive your holy emanation in the south, the womb of protection, and we pray to you, come. In the north, Yod, we receive your holy emanation in the north, the womb of wonder, and we pray to you, come. Center, Tav, in you we find completion. Our soul is liberated from duality, and we ascend to your heights and descend to your depths. We glorify your presence and power. Lilitu, Lilitu, Lilitu. The right. Everyone stands then in a circle around the altar. Say, we come before you, Queen of Shadow, to ask for your blessings and insight to rain down on us. Ignite the fire of our souls so we may rise from our own ashes and join you in all realms, worlds, and universes. Bless the bread and wine by saying, Lilitu, we ask you to imbue these elements with your darkness and your fire. Break the bread into small pieces. This is your body of darkness. This is your blood of fire. As we partake, we join ourselves to your spirit and pledge ourselves to you. The person leading takes a piece of the bread and dips it into the wine and eats. The lead picks up the goblet and plate and lets the next person do the same. They then pass it to the next person and the next until it goes all the way around the circle. When everyone has partaken and it is complete, say, as it is spoken, so it is done. The month in Mesopotamia is Tammuz. The summer solstice occurs during the Mesopotamian month of Tammuz. Litha takes place on the longest day of the summer solstice. So Litha is also at the same time as Tammuz. Although the etymology of the name Litha is not well documented, it may come from Saxon tradition, the opposite of Yule. On this longest day of the year, light and life are abundant. At midsummer, the sun has reached the moment of its greatest strength. The focus of this festival from a Gnostic Kabbalistic perspective is on the enlightenment and liberation of all beings. Hopefully that was helpful. More rungs of the ladder of lights to come.